On today's episode, something exotic, retro, and breezy cool. Let's talk the Karminski experience. So hey there friends, and welcome back to Sonic Safari, a channel featuring tales of record collecting. I'm your host Marcus, a Swedish hipster lost in the fog in San Francisco. And last week I took you record shopping here in San Francisco, showing you my regular spots. So if you haven't checked that one out yet, please do. I really enjoyed making it. But for now, to the lounge. So I did spend 1 year as an exchange student in Southwest London in 1999, and every single weekend I would go into central London to check out the sites, go to shows, and of course dig for records. And at the time there was a brief revival of lounge music, so all the shops and restaurants would play it, and any respectable record store would have a couple of lounge records on their wall. And I'm not going to say I'm the biggest fan of lounge music. It can be a bit too kitsch and lean a bit too much into elevator music for my taste, but it's also true that if done correctly, it can be incredibly fun and positive music. And this is where the Karminski experience comes into play, which is a DJ duo consisting of James Munns and Martin Dingle that started spinning exotica, jazz, and Latin records in London in the early 1990s. So while they have released records under their own name, today I want to talk about two wonderful compilations that they did. So first up we have this one, Espresso Espresso from 1996 on Duran Records, and it's a double record set, and I really enjoy this little detail. It's not side A or B, it's actually latte 1 and latte 2. Now this is an explosion of lounge music with a Latin feel to it, and it gets me an incredibly good mood when I listen to it. And believe it or not, I don't actually drink coffee, but I do enjoy the cover art of this one. On this record, I especially like the pop songs that have gotten a Latin makeover to it, like the Beatles' I Feel Fine with this insane mumbo rhythm driving it forward, or American Breed's Bend Me, Shape Me, that all of a sudden has this insane jazzy, swingy feel to it. So is it kitschy? Absolutely. But when I'm in the mood, this one is absolutely unstoppable. So next up we have this one, Inflight Entertainment, Volume 1. There is also a Volume 2 that I'm desperately trying to track down. This was released also in 1996 on Decca Records, and it's also a 2-record set. And the sub-headline of this cover art kind of explains the deal with this record, 18 New Ways to Travel the World of Easy Listening. So basically music from all over the world. And when I listen to this record, I can't help but imagine myself in a 1950s airport lounge surrounded by bachelor jet sets, sipping on a martini waiting to take off. The music is incredibly strutty, I would say. Songs like Mumbo Mania by Bernd Kempfert, and how can you ever resist the version of The Doors, Like My Fire by Edmundo Ross. So this is music that is perfect for a mid-century cocktail party. So the Karminski experience are signed to 18th Street Lounge Music, or ESL Music, an independent record label based in Washington, D.C., founded by Rob Garza and Eric Hilton in 1996, that also go under the name The Thievery Corporation. So when it comes to bossa nova and Latin jazz, I guess you could say that there are two different ways to look at it. On one side, you could say that it was one last try to make jazz relevant again in the 1960s when people stopped listening to jazz. Or you could also say it was an artistically very dynamic period in Brazil, representing a time when the country was flourishing both politically and artistically. And I guess you could say that both can be true at the same time. So the guys in the Thievery Corporation, they absolutely love bossa nova and Latin jazz beyond the kitsch value of it. So this compilation right here, Sounds from the Verve Hi-Fi, released in 2002 on Verve Record, is really a celebration of the music and the music only. And this is a deep dive into the Verve back catalog, collecting rare bossa nova and Latin jazz track from artists such as João Gilberto, Colchester, and Sergio Mendes. And this is an absolutely amazing compilation and very worthwhile checking out. So if you love lounge music, bossa nova, and exotica, you should definitely check out these compilations. Or if you're someone that is just curious about the genre but doesn't know where to begin, this is a perfect starting point. Alright, so that's it for today's episode. Please like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. On the next episode, I'm going to talk about why I collect vinyl records. Until then, tack goja.